Welcome to this video. In this video, we will see how do we create the prompt flow using the SDK. So far, we have created all the prompt flow in the portal, but from here onwards, we will be using the SDK to create the prompt flow. To begin with, this is the particular page where you can find all the relevant information with respect to the prompt flow SDK. So if you just come over here, they will see all the information that is needed to get your environment configured. All you need to do is that copy all of these commands one after another and go to the Visual Studio and install it. So let me go to the Visual Studio. Let me copy this command first. Paste the command here. So basically, like what we are doing here is that we are creating the virtual environment and activating the virtual environment. Now again, once it is done, then we have to install the relevant packages. So let me copy those commands here. Again, like I am copying all the commands from the portal. So what we are doing here is that we are installing the prompt flow and its relevant libraries, including tools, devkit, tracing, and Azure. So it will take a moment. Once it is installed, then you will see the Prompt Flow SDK version number here in a moment. As you see here, the installation is done and we see the Prompt Flow version number here. Now let me start the Prompt Flow service here. This service, it's used to run your Prompt Flow from your local machine. Now the Prompt Flow service, it's running on this particular port. Go ahead and create the flow here. To do that, this is the command to be used: prompt flow init, the name of the flow and type of the flow. That's all you need. When you enter, it's going to create a template for you. As you see here, the prompt flow template is created. Now what we need to do is that we just go to this YAML file. Let me minimize this, visually edit this. So before we edit this, there are two extensions that needs to be installed. So if we just come over here, these are all the two extensions that needs to be installed. Number one, the prompt flow for Visual Studio Code that needs to be installed, and Prompt. We will discuss about Prompt in a while, but now let's focus on the prompt flow extension here. So with that extension, you can use the visual editor here. Just click on that. It should be very similar to what you have seen in the portal, right? So now what we are seeing is that there is an input, there is an output, and it's just going to echo that. You can run this directly from here. You can click on this and run it, or you can use the command to run it. So now to run the prompt flow goes like this: pf flow test, name of the flow and input. With that, let me run it. So it is just going to tell me write a simple Python program that displays the greeting message. So if you go back here, if you see here, we are reading the input, then it is making a call to this Ninja template. The Ninja template read that input. It just says that write a simple Python like that input program that displays the greeting message. So it just uses this Ninja template. Then it passes the message output to the echo Python again, and then finally we are printing that output here. It's a pretty simple prompt flow that we have here. Now what we can do is that we can also read the input from the input JSON file. So if you just see here, there is a data.jsonl, so we can use this. So all we need to make sure is that the input matches. So text, it text. Now instead of hello world, let me see .NET. Now let me save it. Now let me run this command, so that directly pausing the input, we are just using the file, and it will read the input from the file and pass it to the prompt flow. Let me run it. Instead of Python, it just says .NET, which we have hard coded here, right? So there are two ways to pass the input. Either you can pass the input directly, or you can always have a JSONL file and pass it as the input here. What we have done is that we have created some test, but then it is not the actual flow run. To run the flow, you need to use this particular command pf run create and the like name of the flow and the data that you wanted to pass it, right? So we need to have a data here. So I'm just going to use the same data file here, data.jsnl. I'm just going to use that. So within this, I wanted to make sure that there is no default value present here. Also make sure that there is no default property it's mentioned here. So now we don't have the default property. Let me go and run this. Now it is going to take a while and get it executed. Now you will see all the tracing information here. It just says that how many tokens are used, what is the overall execution time, start time, and end time, and all of those. So now if you just go over here like output path, flow path, it's like this directory path, but like it will also create a output folder here. So if you see here under this prompt flow, you will see a hidden folder here. Now if you click on this, it will open up. And if you see here like here like you will see all your input and all the output here. Now again, like if you just close this one and if you just come over here, add a few more rows here, right? Now with that, let me go ahead and run this. Make sure like you are not using the same run name, rather like use a different run name. With that, let me go ahead and run it. Now it is going to take again a few seconds for us to execute. Once it is done, it is going to create a new folder here with the name that we provided. If you just open this one and if you just go to the output, you will see all this information here, right? For each of the input, it just executed the flow and provided us the output here, right? And then like if you just go to the prompt flow extension here like you will see all the execution information, right? So how do we create the prompt flow in the Visual Studio and run it, test and run it?